Welcome to the Service95 Book Club with me, Lipa. Honestly, reading has been an anchor through every phase of my life, and this book club is a way of sharing that joy. Every month, I'll spotlight a book I've loved and sit down with the author for an open and honest conversation about the themes, the characters, and the world they've created. And because I've had the pleasure of speaking with so many brilliant writers already, I'll be opening the archive and bringing back one gem each month. So pour a glass, grab your book, and let's get into it. For fans of Margaret Atwood, the book we have all been waiting for has finally arrived. Published this month, Book OfLives, a memoir of sorts, is all you'd expect from Margaret, except this time her razor-sharp eye is trained on her own life and work. You'll be transported to the wild Canadian forests, where she spent her childhood, to the hallowed corridors of Harvard, where she studied, and all across the world with her lifelong love, Graham Gibson, as they satisfy their twin loves of literature and wildlife. In this exclusive reading, Margaret shines a light on how her most famous character got her name.
The novel I turned to was one I'd been considering off and on since 1981. I'd tried it out in my writing room on Manning Avenue, but had shelved it because I thought it was too weird, even for me. A future United States that was a totalitarian theocracy? Surely not. However, the book had continued to percolate. It was initially called Offred. This was the name my central character had been given when forcibly enlisted in the ranks of the Handmaids, fertile, divorced, and therefore biblically sinful women assigned to elite older men in order to bear children for them and their wives, just like the handmaids of Rachel and Leah in the Bible. Offred was renamed when assigned to a commander named Fred. Commander, as in commander of the faithful. We are never told what Offred's real name was, though readers and television script writers have since decided that her name was June. They made this decision because June is mentioned in the first chapter, while real names are being whispered among the handmaids, but the name June never occurs in the book again. I'm happy with the reader's choice. It makes sense. I arrived at Offred's name by writing down a lot of male first names and putting of in front of them. Names in several languages are formed this way. Some add son at the end, as in Anderson. Some put D or Fawn or Fan in front, which may indicate a name or a family, and often has an association with nobility. Then there are Mac and Fitz, meaning son of. Such prefixes and suffixes indicate descent through the male line. Of has more meanings: the place you come from, belong to, or are owned by. In Offred, it is primarily the latter. A handmaid is owned temporarily by the man whose offspring she is expected to produce. And unlike of Bob or of Arthur or of Kevin, it's just one reversed R-E and an extra E away from offered, a word used biblically and otherwise for gifts given to deities, including animal and human sacrifices. Thou shalt make a burnt offering to the Lord. Offred, unlike myself, was very interested in journaling. She records her journal from a place of safety that may or not be temporary, and hides it in case she is hunted down and caught. It is a prison journal, and, as in Black Death accounts, a record of a mass catastrophe as experienced by one person. Like Robinson Crusoe's journal, it is also a description of day-to-day routines. It has something in common, too, with the samizdat writing that was smuggled to the West during the Cold War, literature that could not be officially published but was privately passed from hand to hand, with, for instance, Malaparte's Caput, which would certainly have got him in trouble if it had been intercepted. At the back of my mind were Job's messengers who come running to Job to report that his wealth has been destroyed and all his children have been killed. I only have escaped alone to tell thee. For a story to survive, it must be passed to another storyteller. That's where banning and book burnings come in. They break the chain.